We're no strangers to a property conundrum.
I hate this house. It just doesn't work.
We're on the verge of divorce, aren't we?
No.
Across Britain, many of us are living in properties not built for the challenges of modern life.
But now, more than ever, we need our homes to work hard for us.
The kitchen is useless.
It's lots of small rooms and we're always separate.
Yes, our homes need to be more than just the place we live in.
They're where we work, play, socialise, and even exercise.
I want a nice hub so you can talk, eat, chat, homework in one area.
So we're looking back at our most brilliant builds. Graham is a table and one chair.
Where I helped couples tackle renovations of all shapes and sizes.
To show homeowners across the UK and you how to make the most of the space you have. Oh,
Look at that.
oh, that's not what I was expecting.
All in the name of resolving that famous dilemma.
Are you going to love it?
Or list it. Yes, when it comes to renovations, we always have a solution.
We?
I like to lend a hand now and again.
Today, we're looking back at problem properties where extending wasn't an option, as two couples took on bold plans to flip the layouts.
Everything here, down as far as the panelling, would be kitchen.
Leaving Kirstie in her element.
You just want to get the sledgehammer out, don't you?
A little bit, yes.
And homes revolutionised with ingenious solutions that made the most of every square inch of existing space.
It must feel completely different.
Yes, it's like moving into a new house, really.
And now we find out exactly what happened after we left.
We're 6 years older now, and the house is a bit big just for the two of us.
I imagine that flipping layouts is always your favourite type of scenario. You're very good at it.
Thank you. Yes. I love to be able to change a house and spend the minimum amount of money, get the maximum amount of impact. There's a love it or list it methodology. There's a way in which we do things and things that we look for and problems we want to solve. One of them is flipping the space. The number one rule I always say to anyone looking around a house is do not look at a room and be dictated to by the furniture that's in that room. If it's screaming dining room at you because it has a table and 8 chairs, don't be dictated to. That's their choice to make it the dining room. It doesn't have to be your choice.
I think it's very difficult for people living in their own environment because they get immersed in it and they don't see the opportunities. They think, well, that's the dining room. Of course it's the dining room. It's only when we come in with completely fresh eyes, with no preconceptions. It doesn't have to be a dining room. It could be a bedroom. And it just starts to open up lots of great discussions and you know, great success as well in the way that people live.
Well, Kirstie definitely needed her tool bag in tow when in 2018 we travelled to the Berkshire town of Windsor to meet a couple whose house was in desperate need of some royal treatment.
For finance director Graham Farrell, his 1970s home may be his crown jewels.
I'm for Team Love It. And what I love about this house is the location. Windsor's an amazing place. The fact that it's detached, that it's 4 good-sized bedrooms.
But his wife, teacher Nardeth, has deemed this house no longer grand enough.
I just want to move. It's time to move. The downstairs layout is one of the things that really annoys me the most because it's not working at the moment, yeah.
When they bought this 4-bed house 11 years ago, it worked perfectly, particularly its location, which they both still love.
Cappuccino, please.
Cappuccino?
But since 5-year-old Holly joined them,
this is going to be hard.
it's become more pokey than palatial.
When she got a bit older and a lot more toys and stuff started to appear in the house, particularly downstairs.
Él le gusta el rojo.
A él le gusta el rojo.
As Holly's paraphernalia takes over, they're also finding the current layout just isn't family-friendly.
While I'm in the kitchen, I can't see her, I can't talk to her, I can't interact.
But I don't think it's beyond solving this issue.
There's also no space to extend to the sides or into the limited garden. But getting Graham to move from Windsor, or indeed at all, will be far from easy.
We really love Windsor, but it would have to take a I think, a pretty special property for me to reconsider, and I just don't think, unfortunately, we have the budget for such a property.
And deciding whether or not to move out of Windsor is becoming a royal pain.
Yeah, it does cause some arguments between us, I think it's fair to say, and we need to get on and make a decision one way or other.
We hear you.
...1970s boxy type looking house.
And some new builds opposite, or some refurbed ones. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Kirstie. Nice to meet you.
Good morning.
Pleasure to meet you.
Hello, I'm fine.
Hello, Phil. Come on in.
Thank you.
With the average 4-bed house in Windsor going for $750,000, I'm looking forward to putting up the old for sale sign.
Hold your horses. This prime property is a great asset in a rural neighbourhood. And, after some of my renovation masterwork, it will be a great home.
Looking around this room now, there's an awful lot of stuff in it.
That's what happens. The pressure builds on the downstairs.
Yes.
So all of your eating, sitting, watching television, social, everything happens in here.
This one. Yeah.
I'm playing and
And the kitchen is...
there.
Yeah, it's through the 70s style serving hatch there.
Whether you go or stay, you have to make your environment work for you as a family.
Absolutely.
But you love the house and you feel it can be made
I
to
think
work.
you could make it work by opening up the downstairs more. I love the area. Windsor, great park, so many things around. I don't see any reason why it couldn't be a forever home.
I totally agree, Graham. And looking around, I'm pleasantly surprised there's actually over 500 square foot of floor space downstairs, not including the garage. Small changes will make a big difference, like turning this garage from a dumping ground into a useful space.
Why is everybody's garage just full of boxes? I'm going to have to utilise this space, turn it into a room. And this has all got to go somewhere. I think your challenge is quite steep.
Yeah, I think you may be right.
It's tough. You can fiddle with the layout, but you can't make this place any bigger.
I'm interested to see upstairs.
OK, I'm going to go out the back.
Looking around, I think Kirstie will struggle to give them everything they want, even if upstairs is looking more promising.
This cheers me up.
There's more than enough room for the three of them upstairs, but it's not here that extra space is needed.
The roomy upstairs is typical of a 1970s build, when houses were on average 20% bigger than today's new builds. But it's the downstairs space that's the main concern here. Moving the kitchen is one option that might make better use of the space, and although a reconfiguration of the main living areas may seem daunting, the scale of the project rests on a few key things that you should investigate before taking any action. Your main expense will be bringing in the utilities, so ask a tradesperson to see if the plumbing can be easily facilitated in the new area. The further the pipes are from the would-be kitchen, the more time and effort required, resulting in a higher cost. You also need to find out if your pipeline as well as gas line can reach the area you plan to put your new kitchen. If you currently use gas but think you could switch to electric appliances instead, this may bring the cost down for the kitchen's relocation. It's best to discuss the cost with a gas safety engineer first and find out what's the best option for you.
They don't want a playroom upstairs because it just becomes a storeroom, and they're right.
Yeah.
Then you knock through here, and you get much more light from the front coming through here. Yeah.
You just want to get the sledgehammer out, don't you?
You've hit the nail on the head, Phil, and with my love it budget of 50 grand, I'll have enough cash to sort out their layout and storage issues to maximise the space and light. This is a 4-bed house with a downstairs loo, a large sitting room and a separate kitchen, plus a garage. I am not just accepting that this is too small for a family of 3. With no space to extend, it's all about rejigging the ground floor layout. Where our cameras showed they spend 90% of their time, I need to get Nardeth to buy into my plans that will mean they can all be together as a family.
What we've got here might not be what you anticipated.
OK.
But the kitchen is there.
OK.
With their 50 grand budget, I think they should move the kitchen from the small room at the front to the back, where they can also have a dining table and family area. Insulating the garage and turning it into a storage cum utility room frees the open-plan family space from Holly's toys and noisy appliances. The old kitchen will become a cosy adult snug, and hopefully by knocking down the existing wall, this will allow more light to flow in from the front window through to the back of the house.
I'm very surprised. It's totally different to what I expected, which is good.
I think it's wonderful. I really do. Yeah.
Sounds really exciting. Yeah.
OK, yeah. Phil's up against it here.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
I hope so. Said it once, I've said it twice, and I'll say it a third time. 4 beds, a downstairs loo and a garage is enough for anybody, and I'm determined to prove that.
It looks good and it's kind of what we need, but we'll see.
So what made you decide to move the kitchen?
They needed a bigger kitchen. They needed a kitchen that they could all be in, chat in, communicate in. Holly was getting bigger. You know, that was really important.
And what about in the garage? Did you put all the utilities in there?
I'm glad you asked that, Phil. With this whole fashion for open plan space, it is quite sensible and reasonable, if you possibly can, to get the noisier appliances out of the kitchen. Also, as you know, the environmental way now is to have much longer cycles.
Yes.
And you've got 2.5 hours of
Yeah. In the middle of the night. Probably.
in the middle of the night and in the middle of your dinner and in the middle of your Zoom call.
No, it's great to use the garage.
Yeah.
If you can get plumbing in there, then happy days.
Yeah.
And back in 2015, we met another couple with a floor plan to fix. This time in the village of Brunston, Northamptonshire, where Isabel and Louis Pra's fallout over their Georgian townhouse was running the risk of ruining their retirement.
After spending almost all their married life in this Georgian house with rooms scattered over 3 floors, Isabel has finally put her foot down. She wants to live in a house that's actually suited to her greatest love, spending time with her family.
It's a huge part of my life to be able to have people into my house.
Not only does Isabel have 10 brothers and sisters, these two also have 3 grown-up children and 3 grandchildren, all of whom regularly come to stay.
Plus, there's Mel, their lodger and honorary family member, to think about too. It all makes mealtimes a bit of a squeeze. What's more, Isabel usually ends up cooking alone while everyone else migrates here to the upstairs sitting room.
You know, I love this room, but I want...
It's in the wrong place.
It is in the wrong place. That's really, you know, my big beef about this house.
So in order to give Isabel and Louis the happy retirement they've worked so hard for, it's Phil and I to the rescue.
But it's an important decision as they're choosing where to spend the rest of their lives. And who better to help them than yours truly, and my ever so slightly pushy sidekick.
Once more into the... what is it?
Once more into the breach, dear friends, I think.
Oh, there they are.
Oh, well
That must be Isabel.
You've got keen eyes.
Ah,
Phil.
I'm sharp
Do you
today.
have them lasers?
I'm sharp.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Ooh.
Isabel, Phil, very nice to meet you.
Hi.
Hello, Lou.
It's very nice to meet you.
For the next couple of months, we're going to be spending a lot of time with these two, both transforming their home and tempting them to move. But first, we need to ask that question.
What's the situation here? Who wants to do what?
Basically, I've made contacts and friends in the village, and I've only moved once in my life to this house. So moving is not in my genes.
Yeah, yeah. There are lots of memories wrapped up here.
Lots of memories.
And Isabel?
I have loved the house. It has served us well. But for me, it's just the layout that I can't entertain my own family, really.
You've either got to make this house right or you've got to move.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hate to point it out, but that huge responsibility rests on your shoulders, Kirstie.
I think you've got an awfully big challenge sorting this out. There's some pretty serious work here.
I would be upset, I think, if I couldn't achieve the whole heart of my house, really.
It depends a lot
And what their plans are.
And what their plans are.
Coat room,
Yeah.
downstairs loo. Oh, shower. Right, OK. That's good to have a downstairs loo and shower.
Quite a useful space.
Though if Isabel wants a kitchen big enough for the entire family, then this bathroom might just be my first casualty.
What we need to do is utilise this space. That would be my first thing is, there's that wasted space, shower room, we could put that somewhere else. Let's make the kitchen this much bigger. But actually, I have a sneaky suspicion that these walls are major, thick and old, like other people I know.
Well, tell me how you really feel.
Don't worry, I will.
Ah, right. Some work required here.
Yeah, I mean, it's dated, but the house...
No, but it's not the same date as the house, Phil.
No.
This house should have a modern family bathroom, but theirs doesn't even have a shower. This room is packed with unlocked potential.
They may not see this bathroom as a problem, but I see it as a problem, and potential buyers are going to see it as a problem.
Yes.
So my challenge is to create an open-plan kitchen diner and a sitting room on the same floor that are both up to the task of hosting the entire family. Plus, I need to do something about that bathroom, all for £60,000.
For Isabel, this build is all about the family. She's the matriarch, and she wants to gather her chicks around her and feed them on a regular basis. If the kitchen works, if the dining area works, then it works for her.
My challenge is to give Isabel and Louis the ability to entertain the entire family on one floor. And while the obvious solution is open plan, my structural engineer says even I can't take out all of these walls. So here's my solution. By removing the existing shower room, we can create an open plan kitchen diner with enough space for a large table. This way, Isabel won't be alone at her own dinner parties.
Everything here, down as far as the panelling, would be kitchen, and that's quite a big space.
Then the downstairs sitting room, while remaining structurally the same, would be transformed into an inviting space complete with reinstated fireplace. That way, the guests won't be tempted to head upstairs because this floor will also have its own brand new shower room, which I'm relocating into the current utility. And speaking of bathrooms, I'm desperate to unlock the massive potential of the one upstairs.
I do think it would be nice if your bathroom worked
Was a
slightly
proper better.
It just more a useful space.
It all quite rightly comes down to how much this is actually going to cost.
With a reasonably high spec, £55,000, without the bathroom.
Would be happy to go with that.
I think I can make this house so that you will never want to move.
Though, of course, as far as I'm concerned, all Kirstie's really doing is getting the house ready to sell.
It's about the family. It's about being together. It's about a big space. It's about coziness
It's
and
the
family.
layout.
Yeah. Do you know what? I feel I'm really happy we're doing this. They're such lovely people that if we can help them in any way, I'll be thrilled.
Good.
And while property's own fairy godmother tries to work her magic in Northamptonshire, 4 months have passed since the Farrell family fell under her spell.
Nardeth and Graham have signed up to my whole plan. They had a few issues finding contractors, but now they have. They've already stripped downstairs, taken down the old Artex ceiling and the kitchen wall.
Yeah, they're really cracking on with it. We're very happy with the way it's progressing, and yeah, the first few days, great progress, really is very good.
Early days, though.
With the build now underway, I'm back to check how they're getting on.
Wow, look at this. You know, when people say to me, why are you so keen on knocking down walls? Why wouldn't you be?
Now that I can see the spaces for the new snug area at the front and the kitchen diner family room at the back, I've come up with rather a controversial idea.
So this is all going to be kitchen, all here. I think there's a plan for there to be an island here and I really want to give that a bit of a boot.
Nardeth and Graham have stuck to my plans so far, but not having an island is a bold idea.
Now here is the kitchen layout.
Yes.
My feeling is that there isn't actually any need for that.
But is there enough preparation space there?
So that is your preparation space with your hob in the middle.
If we have the oven underneath.
If you have the oven underneath,
Yeah.
you can have your kitchen built, you can have your sofa, you can have your existing table, and if after a month or two you turn around and say, I never wanted to stay in this house anyway, I'm having to stay in it because of what Kirstie did, I haven't got enough flaming preparation space, I want an island. You can do that.
You can add it later, yeah.
Nardeth and Graham wanted a family space to be with Holly. But with an island and almost 5 foot of dining table, there might not be enough room for the sofa area at the end. But I have a well-trusted trick to prove it.
Graham, how tall are you?
I'm just 5'11".
So it's not as long as Graham.
The table, no.
Yeah, Graham.
You want me to lie down?
I want you to
Floor.
lie down on the floor. I'm so sorry. You wouldn't mind putting your head down, Graham. I'm so sorry. Right. So that's interesting. So basically, Graham is a table and 1 chair. He's not a table and 2 chairs. But he's already a long way away from the kitchen services.
And most importantly, without an island, there's room for a sofa play space. It's always worth double-checking plans during your build. As soon as you can stand in your new space, make sure the design is still right whilst you've got time to tweak.
In Northamptonshire, work has begun on Kirstie's 60 grand plan to flip the existing layout to create a family-friendly space for Isabel and Louis. And as always, it looks worse before it looks better.
Thanks to an army of builders, it doesn't take long to plunge this house into a state of organised chaos. Out go those dated kitchen units, and we're cutting away our first section of wall to give the brand new kitchen diner a set of patio doors. And this is just the beginning.
It's interesting to see, and to see how quickly things have happened. When you stop to think, it's quite frightening, but it's fun.
That's the spirit, Louis. After all, this is in aid of a very good cause, getting Isabel to love this house again.
It's all go for Team Love It.
But this rather impressive amount of demolition has revealed a problem. We've got dry rot in the joists, and if left unchecked, the damage could spread further.
Although it was the builder who uncovered the dry rot here, there are other signs that you can look out for. Large square-shaped cracks, orange spots, or large mushroom-like growths on the timber surface may all point to a problem. There are a number of ways you can treat and repair rot-affected timber, so there's no need to panic, but it's best you arrange for a damp specialist to check it out as soon as possible.
While it is a nasty surprise, we've caught it early. More importantly, though, I want to see how my home renovators are coping living on a building site.
This is where you are.
Ah, we are.
We are, yes.
You see, who needs a great big house? Look at this. You've got your kitchen in here, tea station, but you're not finding the work too stressful.
I can honestly tell you, we haven't had a moment's real stress, have we?
No, we've had 3 weeks of fun.
So, when they discovered dry rot, that didn't fill you with dread?
No.
No,
because it was contained, wasn't
yes. I anticipated there was something underneath that window because the wallpaper never stuck. But, you know, I never investigated it further.
Right.
Because you might have found a problem.
I have been so impressed by Louis and Isabel. They have embraced the changes that I have imposed on their house with such enthusiasm and such an open-minded attitude. I'm quite confident that the result will work for them and their family.
In Windsor, change was afoot for Nardeth and Graham. With their build underway, it was Team Listet's time to shine. I made it my mission to to find them houses with features that Kirstie's reconfiguration plan could never give them. A sunny garden, a large kitchen and multiple living areas to give them a playroom for Holly. And with a budget of 900 grand, I was feeling confident. Even if that meant taking Graham out of Windsor to show them the best homes on offer. My first property was a handsome 4-bed Victorian house, just 7 miles up the road in Maidenhead.
Right, come on in, see what you make of this.
The downstairs layout offered them almost double the space they had in Windsor. And with an asking price of 850 grand, it was well within budget. But doubts set in after checking out the bedroom space.
2 very good sized rooms, 1 smaller one. It's finding that right balance for the compromise, really, I think, isn't it, between up and down, so, yeah.
With upstairs space my new priority, I took them 15 minutes away from home to the pretty town of Burnham. This modern 5-bed house took them to the top of their budget, but despite its magnificent kitchen, the vast floor plan worked against me.
It almost feels too big
Yeah,
for
maybe
what we're after, just for the 3 of us, really.
With team listed on the back foot, I knew I had to prioritise the downstairs living space and show them something Kirstie couldn't create at their own home. So at my final property in South Ascot, I hoped to tempt them with a spacious Victorian semi 100 grand under budget.
Wow.
How about that?
That's impressive, huh?
It's got a space where you need it, that's the key thing. Come on in.
There's a stunning double reception to the front, then a smart kitchen diner at the back.
Oh,
nice. It's good.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
It is very smart, yeah.
Yeah.
It's yours for a snip at £800,000.
Okay.
It's 20% bigger than yours is.
It's the layout, isn't it, that works and flows a bit better, I think. I like it a lot.
And you've got this space leading into the outdoors as well, so...
Why don't you have a look around the first floor?
Yeah.
And I'll meet you at the top.
Oh.
Sounds good, OK.
A good reaction, but I've saved the best room till last.
Oh, wow. So this is the master, then.
Oh.
That was just a spare.
Oh, no. Wow.
That is stunning, isn't it?
This is walking wardrobes towards... Oh, no way.
Towards a lovely ensuite, yeah. I wasn't expecting this.
Wow. This is amazing.
Surprise at the top of the house.
How about this, Dan?
That's amazing.
Hopefully I've proved to you both there are options out there, good options.
Very good option.
I've shown them different options in different areas at different price points, but they've liked them all. So I like to imagine that I have proved to them that listing is the best option and it's the best team to be on.
Au contraire, mon ami. Just wait till I've finished with their home, where they'll have everything they need here in Windsor. The lyrics say it all.
You reckon you got this in the bag, don't you?
I know I showed them good houses. I know I made them think about it, and I like to think that they'll do the right thing. It's a big day for me, this.
Yeah.
I've been...
How much money have you paid them?
Nothing yet.
You're not above slipping them a quick bribe.
How very dare you? Anyway, I'm hoping there's no need.
Right, it's nice to be alive.
Well, after my driving?
Yes.
It's nice to be here. Feeling quite chipper about this.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Morning. Wow.
And chipper is exactly how I'm feeling now my plans come to life. Gone is the dated kitchen and cluttered living dining room. By moving the kitchen to the back of the house and by taking down the dividing wall, they now have a lighter and more spacious family-friendly room where they can all be together.
So, Phil, you probably don't even remember, do you?
Yes, the kitchen was round there.
Kitchen-
And this was the living room. I mean, this works absolutely beautifully. Big family space, big
Yes.
social space.
It's absolutely what we wanted, yeah.
Yeah. And a very nice kitchen, actually.
By decluttering the ram to the rafters garage, they've now got storage space for Holly's toys and a proper utility area, freeing their kitchen from the bigger appliances. Now the cosy snug works perfectly in the new open space, so Nardeth may well have grown to love her home.
Snug is certainly the word for it.
Ah, right, yes.
Look. Sit down. Don't, no.
It's a bit close.
Phil, the telly is the perfect distance. The telly is absolutely the perfect distance. And don't sit right squashed up next to me. Look, OK, Nardeth, Graham, you could join us on the sofa.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we are. Because there's enough room.
Comfortably get 4.
Do you feel prouder of it now?
Yes, we really put everything into it. We went for it and we did it all the right way, basically. Yeah.
They even came in under budget at £48,500.
A little bit extra to put towards their deposit.
How did it feel coming back here, particularly after that last viewing in South Ascot?
Yeah, you found yourself all the time benchmarking against that third property, I think. You know, is the kitchen the same? Is the layout the same? The upstairs?
It was a surprise because from the outside you would never imagine the house being that big and that had so much potential, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't judge a book by its cover. Look at Phil, neat outside. God knows what's going on.
Well, it all boils down to the heart of the matter, the big question.
Are you going to love it?
Or list it.
I better let you answer.
I think we are gonna list it.
Phew. Well, obviously, I'm particularly delighted, but we are both delighted for
Yeah, it was the right gamble to do the work and to attempt to make it work for you.
Yeah.
It took us only 11 years to get to this point.
We needed that push and we finally got it.
We needed to go and see what's there, and that taught us so much.
Brilliant. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Not you.
No, I'm happy. I think it's the right decision, and I'm absolutely on board with it. You see, that's Phil's problem. You see, it's a win-win for me. It always is.
I mean, to be fair, you definitely made the house livable and seemed bigger, but I had
You had a
£1 million
massive budget, yes.
and I was
Yeah.
able to show them great houses.
Yeah, which was good.
And they were really happy.
Yeah,
They were really, that was a proper win-win, actually.
it was. I had to fight an island in that case.
Why does everybody want an island?
Oh, God only knows.
They do. It's the thing at the moment.
It's the big thing at the moment. They are often too big. If you can't reach, I always say, if you can't reach across an island, it's too big. If you have to walk round it to get something off the other side.
Okay.
But also, they can be really expensive and involve a lot of faffing around with the floor. And when just having a table is just as useful and can be cheaper.
I won the day in Windsor when Nardeth and Graham decided to list, despite a stunning renovation that reconfigured the living space.
It took us only 11 years to get to this point.
But with Kirstie upping the stakes and the budget in Isabel and Louis' build, the gloves were off. And when it came to the property search, I had a pretty steep mountain to climb.
How are you feeling about today?
I've moved once in my life, so house hunting is you could say, a novel experience for me.
But in my capable hands, Louis had nothing to worry about. Top of their wish list was a layout that would work for big family get-togethers. But even with their £450,000 budget, finding space, period charm and a village location was going to be a challenge. 20 minutes from home in the village of Southam was their first house. This 6-bedroom cottage offered a rare mix of character and flow between the reception rooms. But neither Isabel or Louis were as charmed as I'd hoped.
I do feel the ceilings are quite low, but I think...
They're cottages, aren't they?
Yes, but we have come from exceptionally high ceilings, I think.
So we hit the road again. And this time, I went off-brief to show them a 4-bed modern house in the village of Barbie, only 3 miles up the road. But the location came with a premium. So although they were blown away by the open-plan living areas,
When I saw this, I could just see you here.
I'm going to tell you, spot on.
The hefty price tag of $475,000 was enough to put them off. But with modern houses getting the seal of approval, I pulled out all the stops to find them a layout that would smash Kirstie's plan to pieces, and this time within budget. And so to the village of Corsten we went, where I could show them just how much bang they could get for their buck.
Now we are, I think, aiming at modern houses. Most of the vast majority are built in this kind of a setting, in an estate. As a result of being in this setting, you're getting a lot more house for your money.
It looks lovely.
This is under 400,000.
You what?
Yes, you heard me right. This house is just shy of £380,000, putting it 70 grand under budget. At its heart is a stunning kitchen, dining and sitting room, which takes open-plan living to a whole new level. There's also a separate family room and 4 good-sized bedrooms. In other words, there's room for the entire family, no fuss.
Well, what do you make of this? Come on in. It's a 30-foot kitchen diner.
Oh, Louis.
It takes your breath away.
That's incredible.
It's been massively extended. So it is, whilst it's on an estate, it's a pretty unique house in that the owner removed a garage from here and put in really cool features like that. Spinning fireplace, depending where you want to angle the heat. And then come down here, you've got some really great contemporary stuff. And as for entertaining, where do you want to do it?
Yes.
That's unbelievable.
Finally, I put a smile on Louis's face. It looks like the man who's only moved once in his entire life is about to do the double.
Hopefully it really opens your mind into what can be achieved with 400,000.
Yes.
What I just want you to think about until we next meet is the style, the type of opportunities, the type of lifestyle that these houses would enable you to lead.
I have been slightly blown away by this, to be fair.
I think that makes 2 of us, darling.
Well, it's happy days here on the A-Team. I think I've done my job. I've got Louis. He's firmly on board with the move now, and they're both engaged in the process and I think excited about listing their house and a new stage of life. I don't care what Kirstie's done. I think they're going to be moving.
Hold your horses, Pip. You haven't seen what I've done to their house yet. It will blow them away. After 5 intense weeks, allowing me to tear their Georgian townhouse apart...
We're hoping they can come together and make a final decision.
I think they'll go. Not now, but eventually.
I think they should.
I know you do. I think they shouldn't. Still very hale and hearty.
That's
so,
the thing. They're
yeah.
so sprightly, but you know, they will get old, and it will get harder.
Yeah.
Which is why they should make the move now.
Not a snowball's chance in hell of Phil winning this.
Ah, Kirstie, if I were you, I wouldn't count your chickens.
While Phil has tried to seduce our homeowners with modern architecture, I, on the other hand, have introduced their Georgian gem to just a dash of open-plan living. By taking down an internal wall and removing the shower room, they now have this. A modern kitchen diner, perfect for entertaining the entire family. Even better, Isabel can now attend her own dinner parties.
When I first walked into this house, one of the first conversations we had was that you said you felt isolated when you were cooking. Have we solved that issue?
Definitely.
Without any doubt.
Definitely. Last night we had a
Dinner for 12.
Dinner for 12, how did that work?
Fantastic.
So while Isabel's legendary dinner parties were something of a squeeze in the past, now there's plenty of room. Not to mention oodles of style. What was a small window is now a stunning new set of patio doors connecting the space to the garden. And while the downstairs cloakroom was indeed harmed in the making of this fabulous kitchen diner, the utility is now home to a brand new power shower.
Should we go and look at the sitting room?
Yes, let's.
Before I intervened, what was adding to Isabel's isolation was the fact that her guests would often migrate upstairs. But now, the downstairs sitting room has been utterly transformed. What was an unloved space has become the most inviting room in the house, thanks to warm colours, a reinstated fireplace, and some of Isabel and Louis's favourite pieces of furniture. Let's talk about their upstairs bathroom. A massive but dated space that was home to 38 years of clutter, didn't have a shower, and was full of unused potential. Whereas now, this room lives up to that potential as a grand family bathroom, where you either soak in the roll-top bath or enjoy the brand new shower. And continuing its practical but fabulous theme, the entrance to the storage area has been moved. We've added a dressing table and the clutter is discreetly out of sight.
I think I might have the grandest bathroom in the whole of the family.
Really nice.
Walking in on this, it just delighted me, and I'm so pleased they'd done it.
But are you pleased enough to stay? I think it's time to find out.
Hopefully, what Kirstie and I have done is put you in a position that you can make a confident decision.
So the question is, will you love it?
Or will you list it?
I think we'll love it.
I think we're very lucky people. You've changed it completely
Yes.
for us.
And it's more practical.
Much more practical. It's been such a big change down here and upstairs
Definitely.
that
Yes.
I'm surprised it's affected me to where I...
Are you pleased
You too.
you did it?
Oh, yeah, without a
yes.
doubt.
Oh, yes.
Without a doubt.
No, there's no doubt whatsoever.
No, but not one
We're thrilled that we
single
did it.
iota of
But
regret.
If you hadn't come along,
We would have never done
we'd
it.
have never done it.
So smiles all round. And nearly 6 years after they finished this incredible renovation, Isabel and Louis have continued to love their house, as has their lodger, Mel, who still lives with them. And it's been a big hit with their family too.
We've had so many compliments. It has always been a very open house. And, you know, everybody thinks it's lovely.
And the changes have opened up their house to the outside.
We didn't have those patio doors. They were new to us. That is one of the best parts of the change, so
Yes.
that we just are in and out of the garden so easily.
And Isabel's been making the most of the entertaining space.
I have had some large family do's here, and it is nice because I do 12 or whatever with no issues.
But while Isabel is well and truly settled, now it's Louis who's considering a change.
We're 6 years older now, and the house is a bit big, just for the two of us. In French, right, there's a saying, il n'est jamais trop tard pour bien faire. It is never too late to do good things.
Well, the French don't always get it right. That's the problem.
Well, it seems like we might need to come back for round 2. Or maybe not.
At the moment, I can't see us going anywhere. Isle of Wight, yes, for a holiday. Winchester for a visit, but not much else.
And with a home as lovely as this one, you're quite right to stay put.
So there's Louis, who only ever moved, I think, once before. He wanted to love it, and now he's happy to list, and he's all kind of buoyed up and full of excitement about new things. It's brilliant. He's got younger.
I felt really passionately about that show. For a start, it was one of the first ones we'd ever done. Secondly, it's really important to redo your house when you've got the energy to do it. Even if you're not going to sell, you've put a lot of energy and time and love into your home. Get something back from it.
And then sell.
And then sell.
But do get on with it.
Yeah.
I guess it's do everything slightly before you need to.
I
And
always
then it
say
becomes fun, and then it becomes not in a hassle and stressful
No,
because...
yeah.
Yeah. Good for them. That's a nice ending.